Watch to learn the benefits of a glucose monitor and the requirements for obtaining one, and what's available out there right now in the marketplace. Welcome to Seniors in Action, where we learn about subjects of interest to senior citizens. I'm Michael Scott. I'm your host, and I'm an active senior. I've also been a diabetic for 16 years and on insulin the entire time. So today we're talking about diabetes. Unfortunately, it's a disease that affects many senior citizens. And so with diabetes, we're going to talk about, like I say, the benefits of getting a continuous glucose monitor and using that to manage your blood sugar. Diabetes is a disease that afflicts, like I say, many senior citizens. I've had friends that have lost toes and have lost feet and have died from the disease and became grossly overweight because of they've been on insulin for many, many years. And so it's just a very relentless disease. I've even known people that have gone blind from it. So let's talk about it and how you can manage it better. Before I go there, I want to thank you for subscribing. I appreciate all of you that subscribe to this channel, and in the comments section, leave some comments below on what you might want to see in the future. If you haven't subscribed, you need to do so, and there's a red emblem in the bottom right-hand corner. And go ahead and click that, and it'll keep you up to date on all the videos that I'm producing. The fact that you subscribe doesn't leave an email with me or anything like that, so I'm not going to bug you unless you want to leave an email because of a bonus I'm offering later in the program. And if you're watching the first slide here, you can see a free ebook for watching. And in order to get that, you got to send me an email so I can actually send it back to you, because I haven't set it up on an automatic download yet. So let's go ahead and get into the content of this and talk about continuous glucose monitors. Before we get there, you can see our affiliate marketing disclaimer. And so just read that. That says if you buy anything from one of the people that we affiliate with, we actually get a commission. So very nice for us. And how do you get a continuous glucose monitor? 16 years, and I went without one for almost 16 years, and I've had one now for 3 or 4 months. Maybe it's not even that long. And but I find them fantastic. So let's talk about how you get one. If you're on Medicare started paying for these things and helping with continuous glucose monitors at the end of 2017. They sent out a notice. So if you ever tried before that, you couldn't get one, but now you can. And so you've got to be testing your blood sugar 4 or more times a day. That's one of the requirements. And you've got to be injecting insulin 3 or more times a day. Now, if you've been diabetic and you've been on insulin for quite a long time, that's not a difficult achievement to accomplish that. You've also got to be using the results of a continuous glucose monitor when you get one to manage your blood sugar. And I'll tell you, they're very good. It's a great improvement in managing your blood sugar, as opposed to putting a needle in yourself, in your finger a couple of times a day, and then shooting insulin a couple of times a day with another needle. Now, it doesn't eliminate the insulin injection, but it certainly does. It's easier on your fingertips and wherever you decide that you're going to test your insulin levels. The last thing is you have to get a prescription from your doctor, and that's usually fairly easy to do. So there are 4 common providers right now out there of continuous glucose monitors, and one is Abbott. They have the Freestyle Libre. Another is a Dexcom, and Dexcom right now has got a Dexcom 6 out, and I think they're coming out with a Dexcom 7 pretty quick. Medtronic has a Guardian Connect CGM out there, and Sensonics has an Eversense CGM out there. And so all of these work, and I think what I'll do is prepare a video that compares the 4 of them and just talks about the different features of each one, because they all are a little bit different. Now, the benefits, your finger sticks are going to go down a great deal with one of these. I stuck myself once or twice just to make sure that the monitor was working properly, and I haven't stuck myself since. And I can test my blood sugar. I happen to have a Freestyle Libre from Abbott, and I can test my blood sugar numerous times a day, and it will show me where I'm going and how that's working. And you can tell whether you're going up or down, and it's much easier. You can tell when you take insulin how fast that hits your system and how fast it affects the food that you eat. And so you really get a lot more insulin management control with these things. Also, should help you to lower your A1C. And certainly if you're using it and paying attention to your numbers, you should be able to lower your A1C very dramatically. All right, where do you get one? Before we go there, let me just remind you one more time that I appreciate you subscribing, and go ahead and hit the button below if you haven't subscribed. I tried to get one for 6 months going through local pharmacies. And the problem was with the local pharmacies that they kept trying to bill it under Medicare Part D, which is your prescription medications, and that's the part that they're used to billing your prescriptions under. And most of the local pharmacies weren't set up to use Medicare or to bill under Medicare Part B. So finally, one of them told me that she had to get it online. And so after 6 months, I went online and I went to U.S. Medical Supply and applied with them. And they had it for me within 5 days. I got it within like 5 days, and it's been wonderful. So there are a lot of online suppliers out there, but U.S. Medical Supply worked very, very good for me. So I wouldn't mess around too much with your local pharmacies. I would go online, have them contact your doctor, and send the prescription out. And as long as you're meeting the guidelines, you should be able to get one of these. If you would like a free ebook, send me an email. This is a free ebook that I wrote with my daughter. It's an adventure book. I find it a very interesting book, and so hopefully you will too. But send me an email and I'll send that out to you. Now, let me say a few more things about continuous glucose monitors, because I've really been pleased with mine. I'm managing my blood sugar better than I ever have, and it just works. Now, there are, if you've got Medicare, it's pretty easy to get. If you're not Medicare age yet, which many of you might be, you need to check with your local insurance and see if they'll cover it. The insurance companies are getting much better at covering these things, and most of them will cover a continuous glucose monitor for type 1 diabetes. And a lot of them are starting to cover it for type 2 diabetes because they see the benefits, although there's still a lot that don't. So check with your insurance company. If you don't have insurance and don't have Medicare, well then some of these are very expensive. So I think your best bet then is to go with the Freestyle Libre. The monitor is much cheaper, and the sensors that you have to buy would probably run you maybe under $100 a month. I mean, probably $75, $80 a month. And so the continuous glucose monitor Freestyle Libre looks something like this. and you actually check it. You can check it through your clothes, and you get a reading. Right now, I'm at 166, which is kind of high, but I'm not going to take insulin at that level. So, but it's got a graph down below that shows you where you're going. I mean, whether you're going up or whether you're going down, whether you're staying in your selected range or not. So, very nice. And all of them do that, and all of them communicate with a smartphone as well. So those are a few things I'll tell you right now, and in the next video I'll go ahead and make a comparison of the 4 main ones that are on in the marketplace, and we can go from there. Anyway, in conclusion, if you haven't got one yet, get one if you possibly can. And thanks again for subscribing. Hit the emblem in the bottom right-hand corner to subscribe if you haven't. And appreciate you joining me today.